Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego City Street Skate Park set. This is set number 60364. It has 454 pieces, and I paid $34 for this set. Now, this set retails for $68. I think there's some bigger pieces in here, maybe some specialized pieces. This ramp looks kind of big, and I don't know what else is going on in here, but this looked really interesting to me. It looked like it had some modularity, that like different sections, different I don't know what they're called. It's escaping me right now. Not obstacles, but different different rails and different ramps and just different features can be kind of moved around to create different feels of different skate parks and also maybe work differently. I think it has some kind of road plate like pieces as well, but this was on sale for 50% off. So I have the receipt just so we can see that regular price $68, and here it is for $34. And I've spoken about this somewhat recently with different sets. When I see sets that are discounted that much, I tend to be more interested in them. You know, at $68, nearly $70 for this one, excuse me, I don't know if I was really feeling that, but looking at it now for $34, I think that's probably a pretty good deal. So we'll have to see. But either way, I decided to pick this up. So in this video, I'm going to look at this set. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego City Street Skate Park set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. And then I wanted to talk about the build here. So we do have some minifigures here. We start off with a road plate, as well as some relatively big pieces, those kind of panel walls there that almost look like steel, kind of have some molding going on into them, as well as that big kind of scaffolding type piece there, I think is really good. And then we have a little bit of modularity in this set too that is a huge part of why I loved this, but there's not an insane or crazy kind of building techniques in there. Onto this next one, we can see we get a lot of these orange pieces. We're going to work on building some of the features, some of the ramps, some of the different stuff. So right here we're kind of working on some of the half pipe elements, including the basketball hoop there, and then we work on the other side. Pretty straightforward, but you get a lot of those ramp pieces and stuff, and I just wanted to test it out to play with it a little bit there. This is a big ramp piece there that is kind of all molded, and you do a little bit of a build kind of to attach it, but that's a pretty big piece. You do get a couple of those. Work on another little feature here, a box element, as well as something that can go on top, which is going to be kind of some rail, and then we do this little side build that has more rail that can connect to it at a really good angle, as well as some maybe like graffiti or like some stickers or different things on there, which is really cool. And then we can work on the other kind of features here with a little stairwell there, some more graffiti type thing, another one of those bigger kind of pre-molded ramp pieces, and then another kind of feature here with a little radio, which is very cool. And now we'll work on another kind of big feature. This has a ton of modularity, so some of these are built very similar. You can see the consistency in the colors, the color blocking, and the build techniques. And then we'll add the final features to the top here with this little box, as well as a rail and another ramp there, which I really like. And then I played around with kind of switching all these parts around and playing with the different characters and trying different stuff, which is very nice, and get them kind of all set up there in cool ways, which I thought was great. And now on to my review for this set. Okay, so this is the Lego City Skate Park, Street Skate Park set. This is another set that I built a long time ago. probably in February, so almost, like 5 months ago at least, and haven't reviewed it yet. And this is another one that I got on an incredible sale, but just because of its size and other stuff going on, it's taken me until now to review it. So as the time of recording this, we are now in July. But this is really, really fun, really, really cool, and there's a lot to look at here, so we will get into it. And the first things we will look at is the minifigures, because you do get some. You get 4 minifigures in this set, and they all have kind of their own accessories and different things here that I think is pretty darn cool. And I'm not sure what to start with. I'm kind of going to move the skate park away for a little bit. Why don't we start with this one? So we have one character here that is riding the scooter. The scooter is made, this is like a basic scooter part. You add these tiny little wheels that almost to me remind me of like some railroad wheels or something like that, but these small little wheels in there, a gray droid arm, and then a steering wheel kind of for the handlebars there. So we can look at that, and this character is quite good. So this one does have the dual molded helmet with the hair, which is really, really nice. Don't see that a ton, but happy to see that. And all of the characters in this set come with alternate hair pieces. I think it's really important to encourage people to wear helmets, so I love that Lego does that, but I also think it's really important to have their alternate hair, so when they're not riding, when they're not skating, when they're not doing all these things, they can relax and take their helmet off and still have it. So we do have this hair piece here. Nice expression for the face, no alternate expression there. The torso is good. It seems to have some brand. It's kind of a sweatshirt here, different color arms. There is printing on the midsection with the kind of that belt area, and then printing down onto the legs, so kind of some ripped knees here, which is cool. Maybe also could be evidence of some falls or some different things that might happen during a skate session, biking, scootering, whatever. So really cool. I do like that the belt is there and it comes down. Nothing on the arms. Back of the torso is pretty much the same, similar kind of design here, but we do see the hood on the back. And all of these characters could kind of be swapped out to do different sports or ride different kind of things. So this one doesn't have to be the scooter one. There are, they could also be a skateboarder and a rollerblader, roller skater, a BMX biker, or just a biker or whatever else. But this one is the scooter one, and yeah, it has that alternate hair piece. The next one I'll look at is this skateboarder one. So this one's really, really cool as well. We have the skateboard down here. It's pretty standard for how Lego does skateboards. It also appears they're holding kind of a let's say a basketball in there. So looking at this character, again, dual molded with the helmet and the hair, different colors, which is really nice. And this one has an alternate hair piece as well, so we can put that on there. This one does have an alternate face. It also has the headband kind of printed on there, the sweatband up top, which is really, really cool. Alternate face, a little different expression with the eyes closed there, eyes open over here. Looking at the torso, we have kind of a jacket or a zip-up hoodie or something, a little logo underneath on the t-shirt. No printing on the midsection, no printing on the arms, no printing on the legs, but we do get the mismatched legs, which has the prosthetic leg here, which is really, really cool. There's not a ton of minifigures with these. There have been some in the CMFs. There have been other things, but I think that's great for representation. And, I think this person, still getting back out there on their skateboard, on their scooter, on their bike, on their rollerblades, on their skates, whatever it is really, really empowering and pretty cool. So I like that. It's nice to get that kind of diversity in here, in my opinion. So another good minifigure, another good deal to get the extra hair. And again, this person could be riding a bike or doing something else. We also get this rollerblader, roller skater here, which is wearing a hoodie with the city kind of graffiti looking thing there. They do have facial hair. They could be a little bit older or something like that. They do have the helmet there. No alternate face for this one, but we do have an alternate hair piece again. So when they're not maybe riding riding, they can take their helmet off and enjoy and maybe cool down and whatever here. No printing on the midsection, no printing on the legs, no printing on the arms. We do have the gold kind of minifigure roller skates down here. Back of the torso just has the hood on the back. I like this. I think the graffiti kind of aesthetic for the type font or for like the graphic design saying city there is a nice little thing. Great to get the extra hairpiece there. And then the last one we have is a bike. So the bike is pretty simple. I like the color for the rims here. I don't know if that's green or yellow, but I like all the black and then that pop of color for the rims of the wheels. Pretty standard Lego bicycle here. And then this character is a little bit different. They have kind of like an all red thing here. Maybe they're sponsored or maybe they're riding for a team or something. Looking at the face, we do have the helmet up there. They also have the kind of safety glasses or goggles kind of on. No alternate face. This character, instead of a alternate hairpiece, has a hood which can go over the their head there. So that's really cool. Maybe this character is bald, but they can throw their hood up when they're not riding or whatever, and they can put their helmet on. So again, really cool to get that alternate kind of thing there. Torso is good, little zipper pocket, little logo up here. Maybe it's mountain biking, maybe it's street biking or BMX biking or something like that. Little zipper up there. Nothing on the midsection, nothing on the legs, nothing on the arms. Back of the torso just has a couple little lined details and the logo. And those are all the figures here as well as their accessories. There's a couple other accessories like this phone tile that is in there that one of the characters could be playing on or doing something on, talking on when they're not riding around, and that's very, very good. So 4 minifigures here. I like the diversity of the characters. They're all like different kinds of people, different faces in here. Only one of them has the alternate face, but that's okay. But we do get like the prosthetic leg here. I like that there's different kinds of sports represented as well, and like I said, they could be swapped around. I also personally feel that like these legs could be swapped over to this character with this torso and maybe a different head and stuff like that. So these can really be mixed and matched, which is really, really cool for a set like this. The other thing we have over here are a couple of these gray tiles, and I'll talk about those in a little bit. So 4 minifigures in this set, but a pretty good selection in my opinion. And then the rest of the set is this street skate park. So one of the things that's really cool about this is it's got kind of a modular design, and I'll show that kind of as we go, but that is a big part of it. And so it encourages, like the minifigures can kind of mix and match and stuff like that, this has a system that really encourages mixing and matching. But this is the kind of configuration that is the main build per the instructions, and it's pretty big. I'm just gonna tilt it like this so we can see it a little better, which means I did take off this piece off the rear here, which is kind of like a road plate ramp there. There are several road plates in this set. If we look at the bottom, we can kind of see that. So those plates are a little bit thicker in some areas. So this is one, this is one, this is one, and this is one, and then the other ones are kind of just your typical plates there. It's good to see that. And we have like a lot of components, a lot of obstacles, a lot of, I don't know what, not obstacles necessarily, but a lot of features to explore. So we have the ramp over here that is like 2 big pieces kind of put together. So like this kind of ramp piece, this is its whole piece right there, and same on the other side. So a couple of those, and then we have a ton of other stuff. Like I said, we have this road plate here, which has kind of a box or a mound, kind of a ramp from different areas, as well as like a rail maybe to grind on or something there. I like the color choice to differentiate that. Over here we kind of have a 3 or 4 stair, a set of stairs to maybe jump over, but also to get access to some of the other features. Over here we do have a little graffiti sticker. The sticker sheet's over here. This one, it looks like it's graffiti and city, and it says skate, which is cool. And there's even a little bit of a detail there with maybe a spray canister of spray paint, which in this world I hope that that's encouraged and allowed, and another way for the people to express express themselves. Maybe wherever this city is located, they want people to, as long as it's respectful and, you know, whatever kind and cool and artistic and whatever, they want people to be able to add to the aesthetics of the skate park. And I'm here for that as well. So we do have another sticker over here, which looks to be like a fox or a squirrel or something on a skateboard. We also have some little tags over here. Tags, when I say that, I'm just meaning like graffiti essentially, or stickers or whatever like that, which is very cool. And I think that's most of these stickers for now, but I'll point out other ones. There's only a couple more. So one of them is on this radio. That's another little kind of feature there. Super easy build, just with a telephone and a sticker and a 1x3 brick, which is very cool. And there's also a sticker for the backboard on this basketball hoop that says City, and maybe has a skate logo, another sticker or tag or something that's up there. So those are all these stickers. And then, yeah, some of the other features here. You know, this is kind of a ramp, kind of a stair, kind of something. I don't know how easy it would be to ride up this, but that's all fine with imagination. Over here we have another box, another kind of ramp, as well as a rail for maybe grinding on. This is all tiled out as well, with the kind of odd light bluish gray to contrast with the dark bluish gray, which feels really, really cool. A little bit of a ramp going up the side. I love the inclusion of the one kind of tan piece there to make it look like it's been repaired or has had some wear and tear there. This little bit could be a feature here as well. Up top we have kind of a half pipe, an elevated half pipe up there, which is really cool. So these like sections are kind of built the exact same, with a lot of these bigger kind of ramp pieces, similar to like this curved slope piece, but a little bit bigger, so similar to this one down here. And so you do use several of those on either side. This one's done a little bit differently because it does have the basketball hoop there and a little extra rail and everything. Over here we have another rail, a curved rail there, as well as some different ledges and things. And then I like that this rail is on an incline as well. And then underneath there's kind of like a clubhouse type thing as well. So underneath we use one of these interesting kind of bigger pieces here for these like panels, these like corrugated steel looking kind of wall pieces in here, and that makes up a big thing. Also these like bar elements or like scaffold looking elements, those are back there, and inside we have some space. This is where that other ramp piece might go for the road plate there to kind of make that transition a little nicer. We do have a couch which characters could sit on. We also have a little bit of a table, maybe with a pop or a soda or something there, with the printed pop top can or tab for a can of something, so you get that, and that's very, very cool. I think, you know, in this configuration it would probably be pretty loud to sit right beneath the half pipe, but you know, maybe that's okay, or maybe there's some soundproofing going on, or maybe they're wearing earplugs or whatever. I mean, it is nice to have a place to you know, have characters hang out maybe when they're not skating. And that's kind of all the features here. So this ends up being a pretty competent layout. There's enough stuff here. You know, you can have someone like the scooter person might grind on this rail, come up this way, come back down this way. Someone might be on the half pipe, and they might be working on, you know, trying to dunk and do some trick and slam the basketball down through there while remaining with their skateboard. People could be, you know, riding down things on their bike, coming through here, going off a jump, different stuff, hanging out, listening to the radio, painting, roller skating, kind of all around here. And it's got like an element of that's like tech deck-y, but because it's Lego, it's not the same. You wouldn't really be able to like do too much of the same stuff, but it does encourage a lot of play, and I think it's pretty good with that. So having all these different kind of sports represented and different sort of features in the ramps and the rails and all of that stuff is pretty good as well. But then, like I said, there's some modularity to this, so I'm going to kind of switch things around, and actually in the instructions it does tell you there are some other configurations that might work. So a lot of this is held together by like Technic. So for example, this is one of the kind of sub-assemblies here. We got a couple bricks with Technic in there. You can see some of the off colors, but it feels very finished, very tiled out on the side, which is nice. And then yeah, this ramp piece is relatively big, and the one on the end as well is good. The one over here is actually built in the same way. It just doesn't have the sticker. So these are, you get like 2 of these, which are nice. So those are good. Those can be swapped around. Then up top here, the half pipe is actually split kind of into 2 sub-assemblies. So something like this is the one with the basketball hoop, and the other side of that looks something like this. And we use the technique that's kind of like the modular buildings here, with like in these, you know, vented kind of tiles, corner tiles as well. So there's just a couple of studs that attach to this, which means it's not on, it's like a pretty good connection, but it's easy enough to pop off. So we can change what's beneath there. This little bit here also has the Technic kind of all the way around the corner, or all around the edges, so that's its own thing. This is its own thing. So this one has Technic on all 4 sides, so you can really move this box around. And then underneath that, this box works in the same way, which is so cool. Not only is that great because you can put stuff in here that's like storage, which is awesome, but also it allows you to like put different elements at different levels, at different elevations, oriented in different ways all throughout. That also means that that continues kind of over here. I'm going to pop off the street thing here. This only studs down a couple places, so this could be moved around as well. We could pop out the kind of plate in there on the back and replace it with one of these tiles if we were going to do this a slightly different way. So you do get a couple extras for that. I will separate out this and we can see some of the other stuff here. So looking at this whole contraption, we have or this whole subassembly for the kind of clubhouse area there. We have the Technic brick down here, on the side here, and over here. So there's some room for modularity there, or some changes, and I'm going to try to make room for everything here. And then this has a ton of stuff in it. So the stair, as well as the graffiti thing in the little grass, is its own little subassembly. This kind of ramp with the boombox or the stereo is its own subassembly, so you get something like that. Again, this whole thing has you know, the Technic bricks here on the side, same on the other side and back here, and then this too is separated into 2 different sections, so we can move these ramps all around. So this is kind of breaking everything down into its component parts, and now I'm going to kind of try and put this together in the way that I'm seeing it on in the instruction booklet, as one of the alternate kind of ways this might work. And I haven't done this, but I think, you know, these are just examples that can be used as a jumping off point, I would say. And then there's like still tons of other stuff that could be changed or could be done to make this your own. I also think it's really great because if someone were to get like 2 of these or something like that, it could really like make a huge kind of modular, really fun thing. Put this one here. We will do this one kind of in the rear there. I'll get that down. Get this here, and then on top in this kind of orientation or whatever, we have this one here, this one here, and then over on the other side they did something that was, let me see here, I might have to add some extra pins in there, so they do give you extra of those too, something like that. Pop this over here, maybe have this rail kind of connecting right there. This was over there again, and we can add these here. And it really changes up sort of what could all be a part of this. You know, now the half pipe is a little more accessible. It's not as high up, maybe not as scary to ride at this thing, which is nice. We have kind of the street level, like going right into the clubhouse here. The elevated features up top are different, so maybe people would want to make like the transition over to here and come back down. Over here, like at the other side, we have those two kind of pre-built ramps coming either ways, and you know, could come around this way, could maybe try to like clear this gap here, which is very cool. And there's still many more ways this could be arranged here. So I'm actually going to get it into another one that the instructions has and show that, but these are just examples. Like I say, they're not, you know, a hard and fast rule. I think they did a pretty good job of making these examples all like pretty different. I don't know if I have a favorite necessarily. I just think they're all pretty cool, and this system is really, really great. This is the kind of things like the system within a system type stuff that I always appreciate. There was some stuff with like the custom car garages, as well as the 3K or like the 2K drive sets that really excited me to see, and this is another example of that. And I don't know if this kind of thing has continued on into the future in regards to like other sets that might, you know, be able to combine with this, but I think it's a really, really smart idea. So I'm very, very pleased with that, and I gotta keep track of all my little parts here. So now we don't have a half pipe in the same way, but that's okay, because we're having fun, we're just playing, and we're trying different stuff, and that's really, really great. So we'll do something like that. Then what I'm going to do is pop off this and pop off this. Maybe add this over here and add this over here, which is another kind of option. Throw this one there. Maybe this coming off here. And then the last kind of box piece will go there. Little ramp up the side, ramp right here, and the little graffiti area over there. And this is like another possibility again. So now there's not a half pipe, but you have kind of this whole sequence of like, you could start up here and maybe like you know, drop in and ride down and come into this one and hit this box and then ride out of here. This is maybe like a beginning rail because it's pretty low to the ground. Same for stuff over here, and I think that's all really, really nice. And that's just 3 of the possibilities. These are just the 3 official ones that the Lego group put in the instructions, but I just think this is so smart. There's not a ton of pieces in this set. There are some big pieces in this set, which makes this feel quite substantial in terms of how much like space, how much visual weight it has, but also just like volume of plastic in here is pretty good. And as far as like building techniques go, there's nothing that's crazy new about them or anything like that. I just think they're all really competently designed, using some smart pieces, like using these pieces here to make this ramp all the way around is very nice. I like that everything's tiled out, which makes, you know, play very, very fun. And also the storage element of it, you know, like building this part together, you know, you get some good bricks and panel pieces in here, Technic bricks. Some of these have more of the kind of masonry bricks at different parts. So this one does have some of the masonry bricks there, which is really cool to see. And you could even like stack this on here and have this there, and there's so many different possibilities for different things. You know, this wouldn't really make a ton of sense, but it doesn't need to, because we're just playing and having fun and trying different stuff. So I think that's really, really wise and really, really cool. The build was quick, easy. There's 3 instruction booklets, but I think it's still like a 6+ set. set at the end of the day. So nothing too crazy here. I think the color blocking is really nice. I think the colors all work really well for the kind of the orange, the green, the grays. All of that stuff is really very nice, and I'm left here with this stuff, with the extra pieces, with the extra Technic pins to kind of make this my own. And like I said, I think you know, having more than one of these could really build out a pretty elaborate skate park. I also think this could fit in with Lego City, with more like modular cities and stuff like that, because it is designed so well to like get this at the appropriate angle while also having some little extra details here, little features like the radio, the basketball hoop, the graffiti, and all this is very simple to do, you know. Nice little like extra kind of colors here throughout there. The little clubhouse is a little bit empty. There's not a ton going on, but there's room for characters to, you know, congregate in there and just be with each other and hang out and have fun. And I think that's a real important element to the skate street skate environment, and biking and rollerblading and scootering and all of that stuff. And this is a lot. If you know, it takes up my whole desk here when I really get down to it, and I think that's very fun. I think the figure selection is pretty good. I'm so happy that we have helmets for everybody, as well as alternate hair pieces or a hood for them. And there's not that many stickers. There's not like a ton of brick built detail either, but the bits of it that are there, like the odd kind of different color gray tiles for different places and stuff like that, the mix of masonry bricks, all works really well. Everything feels very stable, so I'm not too worried about anything here, and it just is a pretty phenomenal set in my opinion. I really enjoyed this overall, because there's a ton of fun to be had with this kind of set that without having to, like, I think Lego's really good about encouraging building. Creator 3-in-1s, you take stuff apart, you put it back together in a different way, and it is another cool model, and I think they do a really good job with that stuff. But you know, in this instance, you don't have to take apart all these elements, which I think Lego is very keen on encouraging people to do. Like, take apart the bricks, make something on your own. That's all welcome here. You know, let's just play and have fun. But instead of like having to do that, kind of breaking these into like smaller component parts that then fit together almost like bigger starter bricks, is really smart and executed I think kind of phenomenally here, which is impressive and really cool. So I'm gonna try to get this back together in the main way that the instructions are the instructions tell me to put this in, just for sake of the video and the review and everything, so we can get another look at what that looks like, because it is pretty good. It is a pretty good kind of setup for the base kind of thing here, and get that all on there. And I'll leave this off for now, and now we're back to kind of the main way that this is done, which is fantastic in my opinion. This is a really solid set. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some, not a ton. I think I have them all here, but I'm not 100% positive, so we can look at those. Some Technic pins, the can top thing there, hollow stud, the little spray bottle or like spout thing, droid arm, Technic, rollerblade, a white stud in there. So those are, I think, most or all of the extra pieces in there. And this set is 454 pieces, and I paid $34 for it. So this retails for $68. I got this for half off. I should have bought a bunch of them. I didn't know how much I would like it, frankly, but you know, it's 450 pieces, 454 pieces for $68. I think could seem like a lot, but there are big pieces in here. These ramps are big. Some of the stuff for the clubhouse are big. You get several different kinds and colors of like road tiles or road plates that are in here, and several other like big plates, big ramp pieces in here, which is all notable when comparing like the actual stuff, because the sheer volume, everything I have in my hand here feels like it might be more than 454 pieces because of how big it is, how wide it is, how tall it is. And then when I combine that with all the different options and the modularity, kind of the modular system of this, it feels like there's way more in this box than the piece count might let on. And it was a pretty big box, so if you are familiar with box sizes, sometimes they're a good indication of what's all in there, sometimes they're not. But in general, I think this was a little bit deceptive with the piece count. You get 4 great figures representing different sports, different types of people. That encourages a ton of play. You get their extra little bits there, which is really cool. And I said one of the things that I like about this is the deal here, and I think it's really great that like these extra tiles and extra Technic pins can be stored somewhere without losing them. That's a huge thing for me if we're gonna have like pieces that aren't going to be in the full build depending on how you do it. I think it's really nice to be able to like tuck those away without an issue, so we can get it like that. And I think there's potentially like the helmets or the alternate hair pieces, different things can also be tucked away so they're not lost. And to me, I mean, you could even just throw minifigures in here. You might have to take them off of their kind of little things, but as a storage thing in between play sections, I think that's really handy as well. So I kind of love that. And let me just get all of these characters off of their vehicles or their sporting kind of things and tuck the minifigures away. And now I might be able to fit the bike and the scooter over here. The scooter does kind of fold up almost like a real scooter, which is pretty cool. If I take the ramp out of there, maybe I can get the bike in there and close that up. And now I have pretty much all of the minifigures, their accessories, and some of the extra pieces all stored inside the kind of boxes and the elements in here that are there for safekeeping, so they don't get lost, so they don't whatever, and just so they're there when whoever is ready to play with this right away. And so that's huge for me. It's not something that's always considered with Lego designs. I don't know if it's necessarily intended with this design, but it does work out that way, which is really, really great for me. I think that's super cool and really fun and nice, because I don't want to lose figures. I don't want to lose, I'm so glad they included the helmets as well as the hair pieces and stuff like that, and I wouldn't want to lose those. So having a place to put them within the set itself is really, really handy to me. So I like that a lot. I think, for $34, that's a great deal. I mean, when Lego sets are 50% off, I'm always like pretty interested in. That's a huge sale, and it really, you draw my attention in here. But the $68 for less than 500 pieces might seem a little bit steep, but as I've said, there's some big pieces in here. There's a lot of plastic here. There's a lot of Lego in here. Good minifigures that the retail price might not be that bad. I think I would have liked it if it was cheaper. I've always wished Lego was a little bit cheaper. But all things considered, this is pretty darn good. I think 65 would be better. 60 would be even better. I think $60 for this would be a really, really nice thing. Instead, we're like closer to 70, and 70 I think is pushing it. 68's kind of in the sweet spot, but it's like on the borderline. I kind of understand why it's priced the way it is now that I've had some time with it, but I also think almost all Lego sets should be a bit cheaper. I'm always going to advocate for that, and I'm very happy that I got this on such a significant discount. So I got an incredible deal on this, and I wish other people were able to get great deals on this too. And if they're not able to get, you know, the same deals that I get, which I just get from stores and stuff, I would like the just retail price, the base retail price, to be a little more affordable, a little more reasonable there. But I'm very, very happy I got a great deal here. This is a lot of Lego for $34, so I'm really, really pleased with this. And if you can't tell, I like this a lot. I think the system's great. Had a lot of fun with this set, and I think I didn't really anticipate to have much fun with this. Even just riding the characters around, like I don't play with Lego a ton. I build a lot of Lego. I like to display Lego. I do play with Lego a good amount too, but I don't have like a Lego city set up that I interact with in the same way. But this just like draws me to it and makes me wanna ride around and do different tricks and do different stunts and have play and narrative and everything in here. So I could see this being a really like important part of a Lego city or anything, but it's also a just really fantastic standalone set in my opinion. So big fan of this one here, and I think I got a great deal. So I think that's it. You know, there's a lot of stuff in here. I didn't talk too much about the build process of everything, but that's because a lot of this stuff is, you know, a lot of studs on top, a lot of pretty standard brick building stuff, but nothing like really blew my mind in terms of building techniques, but it all just works really, really well together, and I'm very, very pleased with the end result and the final product here. So really, really great. I'm a big fan of this set. Happy I got the discount, and I enjoyed recording this video, so thank you very much. And I think that's it. So if you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Lego City stuff. I think they've done some other skate park stuff, so I'd have to see. I think there's a Friends one maybe, and as well as some other smaller city ones from different eras, and I might have to see if they are compatible with this sort of system. I kind of hope so, but I also kind of doubt it, so I'm not really sure. But I'm going to be looking at tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. Subscriptions help me a lot, mean a lot to me. So if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing it. Thank you very much. And then if you wanted to support this channel in a different way by giving money to the channel, financially supporting the channel, that is always appreciated. You can do that here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I have the Patreon. It's in the video description on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. So like I said, that's if you want to give money to the channel. That'll all go back into the channel. It's not needed. It's not necessary. I don't want anyone to put themselves in a rough situation just to give me a couple dollars. That's not worth it. But for the people that are comfortable and are able to and compelled to and want to, those avenues are out there and they mean a lot to me. So thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.